How are you investing? With banks giving interest rates as low as 0.5% and 401ks following at 3%, it's no wonder some of us would rather keep it under our mattress. And if you want something a little more secure than stocks that can be extremely volatile, what do? Real estate has always been a sound and secure as well as passive way to gain a nice income. But with the last bubble burst, it's still a little scary. So let's just look at the facts. California as well as others are doing quite well. Someone is making money here, and a lot of it. Let's take a closer look. Meet Jim. Jim is a local investor. He invests in trust deeds. His return is better than a money market account, but Jim is constantly driving and underwriting all of these properties to make sure the investment is solid, so he doesn't lose all his money. After all, he is putting up most of his cash in one investment. Now meet Brad. Hi, Brad. Excuse his outfit. Brad relaxes poolside lately. Brad is also an investor in real estate. However, he's been able to find a way to diversify his portfolio, and he no longer has to drive any property or underwrite a thing. He's too busy at the pool, as you can see. Yet, his return is 10 to 20%. Brad, at any one point in time, has his money diversified in multiple real estate projects and not just one. Right now, his portfolio consists of a couple trust deeds, a multi-unit development project, and a strip mall. Brad is feeling pretty good these days and seems to be enjoying the diversification of investments, higher returns, and less work. And now meet Stanley. Hi, Stanley. Stanley is actually on his way to meet Brad. He looks a little stressed out. He has a 401k and wants to start making the returns Brad is making and is hoping Brad will tell him his secret. Stanley is thinking of turning his 401k into a self-directed IRA so that he can start making decisions on his own for his hard-earned cash. Here's what happened. Brad told Stanley that he went to an investment firm and spoke to one of their wealth advisors. They offered him a diversified portfolio and an opportunity to share their real estate fund as an accredited investor. Stanley asked, "Do you think they would let me invest as well?" 1 year later. Yeah, that's Stanley and Brad. They decided to get matching hammocks at Brad's house and barbecue every weekend with the grandkids. Stanley and Brad have become very close, as time is all they have these days. The missus doesn't complain much either. Shopping or spoiling the grandkids have become a hobby of theirs. And you are correct. That's Jim, doorbelling. He wants to know their secret too. The time is now. Don't miss out on this opportunity to capitalize on today's market. It's time to diversify your wealth. Let us do the work for you. CCFG Investments helped Jim, Brad, and Stanley by dedicating and focusing its mission on maximizing multiple investment opportunities while minimizing overall risk. By diversifying CCFG Investments' funds portfolio, CCFG Investments is given the opportunity to make use of multiple lending options. As CCFG Investments targets primarily short-term purchase money notes, the acquisitions and rehab of distressed properties, and the purchase and resale of performing and non-performing notes, CCFG Investments makes sure their due diligence is thorough. As a result, CCFG Investments investors are not only provided the fortuity for considerable positive gains, they will also receive a margin of safety on their investments. As you can see, Brad is taking all of the credit for finding this amazing investment strategy. How did Brad find CCFG Investments, you ask? Simple. Research, research, research. After looking at all of the different options, Brad realized that CCFG Investments had a proven track record. And after looking at the actual fund manager, he felt even safer. How many people can say that their wealth advisor never lost them a dime? Pretty impressive, Brad thought. But what is even more impressive is how CCFG Investments use their experience and critical relationships to acquire the most advantageous balance of investments. The more strategically placed investments in the fund, the safer and the higher the return. Just look at the numbers. After Brad explained to Stanley what he researched, Stanley did a little more on his own and also found out that the managing director of the fund allocated a significant amount of his and his family's money into the same fund. Stanley thought, that is the kind of investment opportunity I want to be in. The kind where I can trust that the manager has his vested interest and commitment to this fund, not only professionally, but personally and financially as well. Jim did a little research himself. Jim found that CCFG Investments and the fund manager Craig Cecilio had years of experience and in the last decade and a half created the relationships that has been nurtured in order to get the first and the best real estate available, not easily accessible to the open public. Jim thought, no wonder he was working so hard, underwriting all of his investments. There are greater forces out there taking the better deals. No wonder he couldn't compete. And that's what happened. The only question left is, will CCFG Investments take you in as an investor? Well, it's not going to hurt to find out. After all, retiring is not about working harder like Jim was doing. And it's not about stressing if there will be enough like Stanley was doing. It's about not having to do any of that and investing in a company that you believe in and are comfortable knowing that they will take care of your investment, so that all you have to do is collect. That way, we can have all the time in the world to actually see the world and take along the grandchildren now and then in the process. Thank you.